Hey, this is Andrew Lim inviting you to go out on the limb. So, like many people, 2020 started off to be a promising year for me. Had a lot of goals, including traveling goals, going to places that I wanted to go. Started off with the big island in Hawaii, kept going to Honolulu because it's one of my favorite spots. And one of the reasons why I do that is because there's my favorite boba shaved ice from Ice Monster in Honolulu. Also flew to Asia, went to Taiwan, for example, had a lot of soup dumplings. Also, this great dim sum, Mandarin Oriental in Taipei, really impresses with the dim sum, as well as the shaved ice from Ice Monster, because Ice Monster is from Taiwan. Also hop over to Japan, met up with some friends, had some great Japanese meal, and went to highlands in Malaysia. Even had the Malaysian national dish nasi lemak, which is infused with strawberry there. Took a trip down to Sao Paulo, took a picture with a big cat at a museum like Katy Perry. Even went to Antigua for some sun. And all these came to a halt when the pandemic really hit. Threw a wrench into my plans. So of course, like everybody, I quarantined at home for a few good months. Started to do local travels, hiking with great friends. I even went to an Octagon house in upstate New York and visited all the islands in near Manhattan, Roosevelt Island being one of them. I had never really taken the cable car to Roosevelt Island, so did that for the first time. And the island, I have to say, it's pretty cool. I even went to the local museums with my dear friends, and of course participated the outdoor dining scene in New York when it was still warm, because supporting the restaurant industry was more important than ever. Like going to Joa on 22nd Street, which is a Korean contemporary restaurant. Even got interviewed by a Taiwanese news network, CTI, on the COVID situation here in New York City. And finally, after 8 months of not flying, couldn't take it anymore, so hop on a plane and visited Joshua Tree National Park. Have a few great episodes coming out for you guys for that visit. And like anybody else, I think I'm really done with 2020, and I thought, hey, you know what, to close out the year, maybe you should go to Hawaii, because that was the first destination I went, and after all, Hawaii did control the COVID situation better than other states. So to do that is certainly not easy, and there's a reason why the numbers are lower, and that's because the government is really strict in controlling the visitors to the islands. For example, you have various websites like the travel.hawaii.gov that actually informs you the requirements to go to Hawaii, and actually everybody that arrives need to quarantine for 10 days, but if you can actually produce a result, a negative COVID test result within 72 hours of visit at one of the designated places like Go Health at Urgent Care, you can actually skip the quarantine period. But the problem is it's very hard to get an appointment. They ask you to keep checking online at midnight, at 1 a.m., at 2 a.m., at 7 a.m., and there's no time available. So getting really anxious, I actually walk into one of the Go Health Urgent Care location in Chelsea. I pleaded with the receptionist to give me a slot, and he was kind enough to do that. Perhaps it was Christmas and he was generous enough. So you have to take an NAAT test, and the results only takes 15 minutes to get back. And once you are negative, you can actually go onto the travel.hawaii.gov website and upload the document. And once it's successfully uploaded, all you have to do is wait for 24 hours before your flight departure to fill out a health questionnaire. The other option is to take a take-home COVID test, which is offered by airlines like American and United, and I'm going to show you how that is done.
Hiya.
Hey, how are you? Can you hear me?
Good, thanks. I'm in Ireland.
Oh, okay. It's getting late there.
Quite far away.
It's in
So the calls are just recorded for training and quality purposes. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, that's great.
Okay, perfect. So first thing I'm just going to get from yourself is your 12-digit Let's Get Check code, if you'll just call that out to me. Yeah, perfect. Next thing I'll get you to do is just an ID process. So I'll get you to hold your ID up to the screen, state your full name and your full date of birth.
Yeah. Can you see?
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so next thing I'll get you to do is you just have a biohazard bag with some information on a sticker to fill out. I'll get you to do it now if you haven't already.
You mean this one,
So it's
right?
just going to be...
All right, I'll fill out.
Okay, perfect. So next thing you're going to do is in your kit you have a test tube that has some liquid in it. So I'll get you to carefully open it and then just place it back down.
All right. So...
Yep.
Keep it open?
Yeah, you keep it open, just put it somewhere you know it's not going to fall over.
All right. Will do.
So what you're going to do with that is going to go up each of your nostrils till you feel slight resistance. You're going to rotate for 10 seconds and I'll ask you to count out loud. You can just take it fully out of the packet though.
Okay. All right. Not stick it all the way in?
Nostril, 10 seconds and just make... No, not all the way. It's just slight resistance and just make sure you count out loud.
Okay, 10 seconds?
Mm-hmm.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right?
Yeah, so other side.
Other side?
Yeah, then you're just going to turn it upside down. It's going to go straight into that open test tube.
Oh, so upside down with
the black line that's on...
Okay.
Yeah, like that, yeah.
With the cotton bud.
So you're going to see the black line that's on your cotton swab.
Right.
You can just snap it at that point. So make sure you put it in, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and then just break it at that black line. So if you pull it out a bit, and then just snap it against the tube on that black line. Just make sure that you have all the black part.
Yes, I got it. Oh, all right.
Yeah, perfect. You can put the cap back on. Just make sure it's secured on tightly. And then it is going to go into your biohazard bag. So along that yellow piece of tape, kind of in the middle of it, you're just going to see the opening. Exactly, you close it up and then it's all done. So once they have your results, they're going to post them on your account, but you're just going to get an email to remind you about it as well, so have a look out for that.
Perfect. That's pretty easy. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Aloha, please have your QR codes ready to flash at this gentleman. Aloha, please have your QR codes ready to flash at this gentleman. If you need time, we have a waiting area. Please continue on. Don't stop.
Got the QR code, sir? All right.
Don't fall either.
Thank you.
Aloha, please have your QR codes ready to QR codes.
15? Alright. Hello. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, thanks.
Can I see your ID, please?
Alrighty. Stay today's December 30 already.
All good?
You're all set.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thanks, you too.
Hello, what's wrong?
Thank you. Hey guys, so I just got to Honolulu. I think it's pretty easy. I mean, when you have the QR code in hand, the process is pretty seamless. And of course, they're really friendly, as usual. So I think, hey guys, so I finally arrived at Honolulu. The check-in for COVID is really easy. The setup stations, once you actually depart the plane, there's a guy in an army uniform checking your temperature, and after that you actually walk through follow people, walk through a series of lines to get to a station where they actually look at your QR code, they pre-screen your QR code, and then you go to a section where all the tables set up, where they look at your last name, your QR code, and your ID. And once you're cleared, you don't have to do quarantine. Of course, you have to observe the mask wearing rules and everything, but you don't have to go through a 10-day quarantine with a QR code proving that you're tested negative for the COVID test. Now, I think the hardest part for me is really to find an appointment at one of the limited places that's recognized by the state of Hawaii to get a COVID test. So I think that's the biggest challenge, because you have to do it 72 hours before your flight departs for Hawaii, and so that is a challenge. But other than that, once you get that done, it's actually pretty easy to come to Hawaii. I started my 2020 with a trip in Honolulu, and so I think it's only befitting that I end this sucky year with a trip here as well.